Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. So welcome to this video. We're going to talk today about the documents section in DocuSign rooms. So again, we would have already started that opportunity, created that opportunity through command, gone into documents, and then we would have picked start transaction or go to transaction if we've already started it. And then that would take us into the DocuSign room. So what we're going to talk about is adding documents. So again, the first thing that you would want to do is add details, and I have another video that walks you through that, but we're going to say that we've done that step, and now we want to go into documents. So when we go into documents, we won't have any documents in here in the beginning. So when we're ready to add documents, we would just click the button right over here that says Add. Now, the two options at the top are probably the ones that you're going to use the most. So the first one is pulling in documents from your computer. So let's say that you had a PDF saved perhaps from another agent or a PDF that you use in all of your files. We would choose computer, then it will browse your computer. And just like how you guys add an attachment to an email, we'll be able to go in and we'll be able to pick a document that we want to add into this. So we'll say that we want to add this one. And so we've added that document. So let's say that now we're ready to add an additional document or multiple documents, and we want those to be able to be filled out. So we want those to be electronic documents. Those are considered Docusign Forms. So we would click on Docusign Forms, and then you'll see once that loads, you're going to have a couple options. So we've got the Docusign Forms library. If we stay on that and we come down here, you've got a feed to the Florida Association of Realtor Forms, as well as your market center specific forms for KW. You'll only see the one market center that you're out of. And then you've also got a link to the Stellar MLS forms. Now, this is a great resource if you're searching for maybe a disclosure or an addendum that's not commonly used, that's not in the group forms. We can obviously go through and search for that. However, on a day-to-day basis, you want to make sure that you're actually clicking up here and you're choosing the group forms. So Barb, our compliance director, has gone in and created group forms for you so that when you're taking a listing and it falls under this sort of classification or category, these are the documents that you might need, or the buyer side or miscellaneous forms or anything for you. But she's really taken a lot of the work off of your plate and the hassle of you having to search for the correct documents. So again, we just want to add Docusign Forms, and we really would want to pick those group forms. And then down here, we're going to have a breakdown. Now, you're only going to have the forms that are specific to your market center, either Heritage, the Parks, or Winter Park. But what she's done is she's broken them down. So if you're taking a for sale by owner, you would pull from these, and so on and so forth. So we'll take some listing ones. So we've got listing side, lease if it's a landlord, we've got condos, we've got not a condo or co-op or vacant land, and then we've got vacant land. Underneath that, we've got additional documents. Then we've got the same thing broken out on the purchase side, and then also short sales. So we're going to come up here to residential, and then you'll see that we've got all of the documents that we could pull in to choose here. Now you'll see the exclusive right of sale listing agreement is grayed out. That's because I've already added that document into this room. So we're going to say that we want to add maybe this one. We're going to do add, and then I'm actually just going to add one more document just to show you that. So we'll go back into add. We're going to choose from Docusign Forms again. We're going to go into group, and this time I'm going to pick the additional documents, and I want to pick the addendum to contract because this is a question that we get a lot. So we're going to choose add. So now that I have all of the documents added to the room, I need to go in and fill them out. So let's say that I wanted to fill out the addendum. I would click on that, and then it opens up the document for me. Now I added a lot of information in the details section, so that's where you see that all of that is pulling in here. But this is where I would just type whatever I needed to, and then I would date it, the buyer's information down here, write whatever I need to down here, and then just choose save and close. Then I would go into the next document and I would do the same thing. So I would click on the document and then I'd be able to go in and to make any changes that I needed to. So maybe that's the exclusive right of sale of listing agreement. So once that loads, I'm able to go in and I'm able to make all the changes that I want. I already went in and did some updates to it previously, but if I needed to go in and change any dates or check anything or do anything like that, I'm able to do that once that loads. So again, similar to probably other platforms that you've used, I'm able to go in and make any check boxes, do anything I need to down here, type wherever I need to. Now you'll notice when we scroll down that even though we added the sellers in the details, it doesn't show up down here that the sellers can initial or sign. We're not going to see that until the envelope section. So don't worry about that right here. We're just basically filling out and preparing the documents. And then again, once you've done all of that, we're just going to choose Save and Close. Now remember that I added a PDF as well. I could go in and I could mark that up here, but I think it's actually easier to do that in the document section. So once we save this, I just want to show you some additional functionality that you have in the Documents tab through DocuSign that I think might be helpful for you as far as organizing your rooms. All right, so we've got a couple options. First of all, we can talk about how we can actually look at the documents. So this is the default view, which allows you to see kind of a preview of all the documents here. Know that you have another option though up here to see a linear view. Sometimes when you get multiple documents in a room and it can just be a little bit confusing, people like to consolidate them so we can look at it this way. I'm going to go back to the other way. So then we have these little bubbles almost at the top left of each of the documents. If we want to do something to multiple documents, we can check that bubble and then you'll see we get this option right up here. So with all of these options, we could copy a document, we could move a document to another room, we could email a document directly from here, which is essentially an envelope. We could combine those documents together. So sometimes you guys have it where you're downloading them piece by piece. We could do that. We could DocuSign the documents, which is going to take us into the envelopes. Download the documents, so if you prefer to have them as a PDF. We can archive the document, which just moves them out of your view, or once they're archived, we could also unarchive them. So you can check on those bubbles to see the options. If you're also just wanting to do it to one document, you can right-click, and this is where we can rename documents, edit them, split the documents. So if we have documents that maybe we downloaded as a packet and we don't want them like that, we can go in and split. Same thing, move them, copy, email, fax, download, print, DocuSign, or archive. So let's say that I wanted to archive this document because I no longer needed it. I would just choose archive, and then it shows me in just the confirmation that I'm archiving it. So then let's say later I realize, oh, I archived the incorrect document or I need to see it again. I can come up here to active documents and I can switch that to all documents or just archive documents. So if I go to all documents, it's going to show me that this one is archived. So I can do the same thing, right click, then just choose unarchive and unarchive that document. And then they all show up back in my room. The other thing that I can also do when I'm in the document section is I can come up here to actions and I can add a folder. So a lot of times you like to have maybe your different paperwork just in different folders. So we'll name this test, create. And so then if I now want this document to be in this different folder, I can come up here, I can go to move, I'm going to select a folder in a current room, and then it's going to pop up with my folders that I have. I'm going to say I want it in test, and I'm going to move it to that. So again, just more options for you because we want to make this as easy as possible for you and you have the setups the way that you like it. And then up here under actions, I could delete that folder or rename it if I didn't really name it correctly. And again, I can also look at it this way and then see them in the different folders. So I hope this was helpful. Again, this is just an overview of documents. There's another overview of details, which is definitely where you first want to start, and then move into documents. So thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you all soon.